People hire me for 3 reasons. I save them time, money, and stress. I received a phone call from a real estate agent in California, and he said that he had a very good friend that had a home here in Fort Lauderdale, and that her mom had recently passed away, and they needed some help because it was a very overwhelming process. So I immediately stepped in. My team and I put a plan in place, and the first thing that we did was to hire an estate sales company. In the 27 years of living here in South Florida, I have hired and fired a lot of different companies and vendors. But when I find a company that is reliable and honest, they become part of my trusted team. And that is why I'm going to introduce you today to Norm Chess, who is a specialist in estate sales here in the city of Fort Lauderdale. Thanks so much for being here.
You're welcome.
I want to explain to a lot of the homeowners who may be going through a difficult time that they want to sell their home, but this is a lot of stress. There's a lot of important and valuable and memories here in this home. So walk me through the process. When they hire you to do an estate sale, what is it that you're looking for?
Okay. There's nothing particular that I'm looking for other than we break it down to 3 categories. First category is all the saleable items. So I separate out the saleable items from the donatable items from the garbage. All the saleable items go on tables for staging for display to the grand public for sale.
Which is what we're doing here right now. You're getting ready to sell all these items.
That's right. All these, I believe, at one time or another, we've sold them, but we have an opportunity to sell them.
Okay.
All right. The second part is the donatable items, which you see behind you.
So
this
like
is all
all
I know
of
is
this,
not going to sell.
All of this we're going to donate?
Yes.
And then you'll be able to get a receipt?
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. These are all the onesie, choosy items, the cut glass that's just out of date, out of style, nobody's buying. And the third category is the garbage, which I'm putting outside to see.
Like this,
what we're gonna
Buffalo
do with
Bills,
this.
out of style?
Oh.
There you go.
That's
We got
okay.
another sellable item.
There you go. All right.
And then the third category?
It's the garbage.
Okay.
Right? And every house has garbage. Now you have to make a determination of how to dispose of the garbage. If you have a lot of it and someone's been in the house for a long time, 30, 40 years, you have to probably get a dumpster. That's the most efficient, effective way to clean out a house and separate out the saleable from the garbage, from the donatable items.
Now, when they hire you, you will handle all that.
Everything.
So you will bring in a dumpster and then bring your team that's here and throw everything in there.
That's correct.
So basically, there's really 3 important things. This identifying the sellable items, what you're going to donate, and then the garbage. Now, for this particular home, it's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath. It's about 1,500 square feet. What do you think more or less is what we need for a dumpster, and how much is the cost? Just an average.
Okay. 20-yard dumpster is $450, and a 30-yard dumpster is $550. There are certain things here I see, like the showcases and so on. They might be donatable, but nobody's going to buy them. So in my professional opinion, I would just put those in the dumpster. Because if you take them to donation, they say no. Now you have to bring them back and put them back in the dumpster again, which I already know they're probably not going to take them.
How many years have you been in this industry?
This is my 14th.
14th year. And what did you do before?
I was an asset manager with the FDIC for 5 years during the banking crisis of
So-
08 to 012. That's how I
Wow.
started this.
So you know how to identify assets.
I did. I don't know how important the asset is compared to the contents of the property. These are basic Hummels. They used to be worth a lot of money. Now, $1 to $5, $1 to $10. A lot of old people used to collect them. Now, not so much anymore.
What about these
No,
little?
those are
cuties?
$1 a piece.
A
Maybe
dollar a
two.
piece? Okay.
Maybe 2.
But it all adds up
It
for
all
the
adds up.
homeowner that's trying to recover
Mhm.
and make a little bit of money from their assets.
Correct.
It all adds up.
And all the pots and pans, they're worth a couple of dollars.
So give me an example. What is this what do you think this is gonna
I
go
have
for?
to rip it up. I don't know. It could be 20, 30, 40 bucks.
Okay, so this is
for
worth
each
a little
one.
bit more
On eBay.
on eBay.
What
Okay.
it sold for.
So you've been doing this for a very long time. What is the craziest like hidden treasure that you have found in all these years?
It just happened recently in a house in Wilton Manors. We pulled away some old speakers in an office. We found a strong box. In the strong box, there was probably $15,000 plus worth of a coin collection.
Wow, so inside a speaker. So if you're watching and you're interested in setting up a consultation with Norm, just tell me a little bit about where they can find you and how long is the consultation, like what to expect when they meet with you.
I get a lot of referrals from agents such as yourself, estate attorneys, people that have used me before, and so on. And some of the biggest referrals I'm getting right now is from Google.
From Google?
Yeah, because I have 5 stars.
You got 5-star reviews, so
stars.
if they look you up, they're going to find you. So especially here in the city of Fort Lauderdale, like you're doing a lot of work here. Okay, and then they will call you, and how long is a consultation for?
An hour to 2 hours.
An hour and 2 hours.
Yeah,
I guess it
depending on
depends
how big the house
is.
and how much stuff they have and how long they want to talk and ask questions and so on.
Okay. And you have a whole team that you brought in here today. Like there's a specialist, like somebody is looking at the silver, somebody is working with organizing the kitchen area.
Yeah. Well, we work room to room, right? Maybe 2 rooms at a time. The gentleman out here, he helps me do the research on all the gold, the silver, the jewelry, sterling, as I said, you know. So.
Okay. So tell everybody where they can find you, what your website is.
Well, it's not my website. You just have to Google estate sales in South Florida, and I should come up to be #1. All right, if you need an estate sale done and you want the entire house cleaned out, room swept, by the time you go to the final walkthrough and the closing, I'm the person to hire. We'll do the sale on premise, and then afterwards I'll make sure everything is completely emptied out of the house by the time you're ready to close.